Well, I'll say this.
Oh yeah,
It sounds like
so
she
my
kind of
girl,
owns you.
she'll run with that.
No, she doesn't own me, stupid.
Okay,
so
go ahead.
my girl,
Girl, let
like she
Kev
doesn't
talk.
work at
This
all.
is interesting.
Like she doesn't work at all, right? Like she can work or whatever if she actually wants to. Like, but I take care of pretty much everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like so what she gets is actually
Can
like
I be
stability.
can I be honest
Go
with
ahead.
you, Kev? We done seen your girl. How old is she? She look kind of old. Is she retired?
I'm laughing at EAE.
Oh, she's 49.
Okay.
Yes.
EAE said, let's not forget, Angry Snowman said if she cheats on him, he's gonna delete her.
I did.
I remember that.
That is
You can still delete a woman for
That's my
cheating.
property.
You
Yo.
just get to
My
go
property.
get another woman.
No, that is my property.
Kev, does your girl?
I thought
Does
she
you
did.
guys have kids
Ever.
together?
I thought she paid for the
No, we don't have
property.
any kids together.
Hold on.
I have
So
kids.
why is she not
I have
working?
kids though.
Who
I
paid
have
for the
kids though.
property? I want to know
I
who
didn't
paid
know
for
you
the
had
property.
kids.
He has kids.
Who paid for
Say
the
what?
property?
I didn't know you had kids.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I have 2 boys.
Yeah, 2 boys, 6 and 7. I think you said.
Mhm.
It's kind of weird. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, man.
It's
I
so
don't
much
know.
going on. Y'all got my nerves so bad tonight.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah.
All over him being with an older white woman.
I'm stressed out. HB, you okay over there?
No,
Do you have anything?
like, but this is the thing or whatever. Like,
Because I feel like you might
work.
get
You know what I'm
the
saying?
extra,
Whatever.
but he's high. He's
No.
She
I
can
mean, for
work
every,
if she want to.
I
It's
think,
not like I'm
yeah,
like,
no.
hey, like
I
she
think-
just has that option. Like, and I know that for me, like I just like for my woman to be able to say fuck that job if she doesn't want it. Like if it's a celebrity,
What do you do for a living? For her to be
like
able
if
to
she
do
is
that?
stressing, I'll run the landscaping company.
What's the matter?
Okay.
Really, honestly, what's the matter?
No, we
Damn, I
have.
shouldn't have fucking said that. But anyway,
No,
yeah.
because
Because you know what? I don't know any black man who's going to tell a black woman she can just stay at home and not work.
I'm just saying.
I mean,
No, I'm
it has
saying-
a
with no
plan.
kids.
No,
Why
I'm saying
not?
whatever, but she does.
You
But
just
she
wanna
does
sit
do
your
things.
motherfucking ass at home? The fuck?
No, she does or whatever, do things or whatever. So she actually like helps me out with the kids. Like
Now,
she
you
actually
don't put
like helps
your
me
work
out with the
in.
kids. The house is always clean. Like I don't have to worry about like certain shit. Like she takes
Why
care
not
of
just?
all
Why
of my.
not just?
Shut the
why
fuck
not
up,
just-
Sandy. She takes
why
care
not
of
just
my
not-
Why
not
actual little
just-
like
Now,
tax
Kev, how old are
situation.
You know what?
Kev,
That's
how old are
weird
you, baby?
as shit.
Kev, how
Huh?
old are you again?
I
Kev?
am 34.
Oh, well,
34.
you-
And
wow.
you're with a
All
40
right.
you're with a 49-year-old
All
woman
right.
and 34.
That's
Why would you
that's
choose to be with somebody that old as a
Is that crazy? Is
That is
Yeah,
crazy.
it's
That is-
crazy.
It's insane. It's insane.
It's
I'm just saying.
Because
You're with a 50-year-old white woman.
When I was 20, I dated a 42-year-old
Does
woman.
white?
50-year-old? Does a 50-year-old
usually
white woman have
women,
kids?
usually
Does she
men
have
date
kids?
younger.
Yeah, she has
That's what
a
I
child,
think.
which is wrong.
Gotcha.
Which he's a grown.
Yeah. Older men date younger. Young men date older. What's so hard to understand about that? You see how, but do you guys see how irritated she is by this? And I don't understand why.
Woman,
All right. No.
How old are her kids?
20 years old.
So basically,
I
y'all
ain't
like
got no
brothers.
kids.
Y'all like brothers.
No, they don't live with us.
It don't matter. They look at you like, oh, that's my big brother. Like,
But
you
wait,
might not see
No, they
him.
don't look at me like that. No,
does your woman?
Damn,
No, we don't get along. You know what I mean?
Oh, really? That's what you do to the kids as a big
You
brother.
think they look at you like a
Does your
stepdaddy?
woman?
No.
does
No,
your
they
woman
look at me like
live with
nothing.
you
Shit.
or
I'm just a
on her
nigga
own?
that's, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Does your
I'm with
woman
mama.
live with you or on your own? I'm sorry, on her own. Do y'all live together?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Are you planning on getting married?
Wow.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, no. Listen, Kev, I get it, man. Listen, man. It's tough out here. You gotta get in where you fit in, man. If you
Man,
find
hell no, nigga, I'm not doing that. Hell no, nigga.
it's
Hey, I would not be struggling. Hey, I would not.
You know, you see me up there fucking rocking back and forth, right? Because I'm struggling to deal with not fucking wanting to crack off with all this shit going on. All right.
It sounds like you're struggling.
Nah,
Man.
man. Like for me, she was just different. Like she was just different from a lot of the other girls. Like that I was like,
She's of a different
Yeah, she
generation.
was different.
you know what I'm saying? She was just different. Like I didn't have to like argue with her to do certain shit.
Look,
Fuck y'all.
look.
Hey,
He said,
did she
I never
teach you
ever
the
he wanted the N word. Stanley is mentally ill. Wow.
You know what? Hey, let me respond to.
I never heard her say that either.
Can
I've
can
heard her say a
respond
few
to-
nappy heads, but that's about it.
Yeah,
She said 4C. She said a
Can I
nappy.
respond?
There is that, yeah.
Lindy Lou.
She said a nappy.
Lindy
From what
Lou.
I remember, Virgo, am I
I'm
right?
a 4C. A 4C head, not a nappy head.
Yeah, she said 4C.
No, not 4C. She said
Lindy
C4.
Lou.
Yeah,
I
C4.
thought
Lindy
she
Lou.
said, but she was going in
You
though.
got
It-
explosive
it-
hair.
Yeah,
She
no,
said
no,
what?
she never said a nappy head.
She said
4C.
Lindy
Okay,
Lou.
my
Yeah, she said
apologies.
4C.
I
Yeah.
apologize.
Lindy Lou, you have a lot of friends on this
Because I
panel.
promise you, she
I
said a
am not one
nappy
of them.
head.
No, she didn't
But
say
she
that.
know
Man.
me.
She said
I'm
4.
sorry,
She said
Lindy.
C4 hair. She
I
said
don't even
C4.
know who Lindy Lou is.
She know
But
me.
shout out, matter of fact, Lindy Lou, come on the panel. I
Yeah,
understand a
I'm
lot
gonna
about
tell you who Lindy
Lindy
Lou
Lou.
is. I'm gonna tell you who Lindy Lou is.
Don't
Karen.
bring her up here.
Lindy Lou is she's an
If
older
Lindy Lou
white
come up,
woman.
does that mean
She's
that
an
you gonna
older-
leave
She's
Stanley?
a 60. She's
Okay,
a
cool.
60-year-old white woman, and I'm a 60-year-old black man. Therefore,
Okay, and they gonna have it out.
it is
She will go in,
one-on-one. Y'all young buckers can defend all you want.
And mind you,
Hey, why do you give your mission to give you
Don't tell me to
aneurysm every
mind
night?
me, HB.
Stanley tried to shoot a shot. He tried to shoot a shot at Lindy.
He got
That's why he's
You know
mad.
what?
Because
I
she
got
shot
it.
him.
He got denied. Now all of a
Look,
sudden
I shot my shot. I shot my shot.
She racist now. She
I
racist
shot
now.
my-
You say
Hey,
something?
Snowman.
Yeah.
You know what I hear mostly? I hear an anti-man sentiment more than anything.
Yeah, anti-man sentiment with, shade on the white woman.
Yeah, like if you really, because notice now.
Look, dude, you can see. I know exactly. Look at my expression. I know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, right.
And look, they're waiting to.
this, man.
No, and I'm gonna point it out to him here in a minute, and then T gets real mad.
But if you notice something, right? Oh, usually men date younger. When men date younger, then you get shamed for that. Now you're dating older, you're getting shamed for that.
Hey, dude, it's like
No matter what, you're going to be shamed for it because it's an anti-male sentiment.
It's like I've come to realize this is how I explain this and how I look, dude. No, never mind. Just watch the thing.
Goddamn, every motherfucker's gonna talk. Y'all go ahead and finish. And I'll respond
I
when
just
you're
think
done.
you need to stop trying to stir water every night.
Okay, sis, the one asking question. She said, "What's your messy? Don't be messy." Go ahead.
The black girls. I don't know what it was, but it was so funny. And I know she kept saying, "Okay, whatever, girl, whatever, girl." Like, but she called.
Yeah, she had to put on her black accent. Whatever. I don't even talk like that. Whatever.
Go ahead. Bring Lindy Lou up.
I don't know what
Bring Lindy Lou up with Virgo on the panel.
Virgo, I'm crying right now.
If Lindy Lou come up, does that mean that you're gonna leave
I
Stanley?
thought it was.
You know what, Kev? You're
No,
not up
Stanley
to
like to
it.
say he's going to leave.
You're
and
not
never
up
leave.
to it, Kev. So you might want to calm down.
Yeah, Kevin.
Was it Ratchet?
You don't want me to start
yeah,
talking about.
Ratchet,
You don't want me to start talking about old white women right now, right?
I bet you I know a lot more about old white women than you do, Stanley.
Oh, I don't mind at all. Oh, I don't mind
You
at
know
all.
what?
What's up?
You were probably raised by one, so you're
I
right.
clean right out one's
What you
vagina.
got for me?
Yo, wait, Kev. So you're 34 and she's 49.
Yep.
I don't see nothing wrong with that.
That is so different.
I do.
Me neither. Like,
What does it matter?
What's wrong with that?
Because when
Well, do you want
Did y'all have an
to
issue with Shannon Sharp too? That didn't. No,
Hell yeah, I did. He was a motherfucking fool.
yeah.
I think too many people worry about too much
Big
what
old
other people are doing.
yes.
No.
I agree with you, Angry Snowman.
My thing is, I just think like most guys.
Yes.
No, man.
Yes.
I agree with you too.
Tonight now. All right.
I don't know.
I'm not playing now. Okay.
Go
Anyway.
ahead.
I mean, to
You also don't go tonight and have some dumb cracker lady tell me I'm
Not in the
racist
movie.
because of my cauliflower colonizer.
You hear me?
I like
all I gotta say,
I do.
Kev, if
If I go off, you know
she
that.
must be really amazing. That's all I gotta
Yeah.
say.
Because
I just want to highlight too. You notice I said on a whole planet full of black people about cauliflower colonizer, not a one of them batted an eye.
Huh.
Did you see that?
Yep.
So, hey, you fucking dumb, fucking tons of fun white fucking pass me around baby factory. The only person that was butthurt was you dumb cunt.
I'll tell you what else
I wasn't
find
even looking for
interesting.
Do what?
If they're pretending that the age thing is a problem, but no one's talking about almost 60-year-old Tracy Ellis Ross talking about she's dating younger men. Not a
How
problem.
come nobody talk about Jada fucking sleeping with a fucking 17-year-old boy?
And that's why I say most of it is rooted in.
Why don't they talk about any of these fucking women that are coming out left and right, white and black, in schools for fucking molesting little boys? It's coming. There's a new one every fucking day, but they want to say men are the fucking predators. I think personally, that what happened was you had a bunch of fucking women that had abortions give birth to one or two children after having abortions, which in turn, the abortion itself screwed up the woman's head, which screwed up the child she created, which now that child screwed up, and now it has abortions. And you know, all these women that have murdered life inside of them, they've created this fucking, this horrible entity of, I don't think they're human anymore. I really don't. I don't think they have fucking souls. Most of them, I don't think they have a fucking a moral compass, any kind of dude, the shit that I've heard online from women is absolutely just fucking disgusting. And I think that it's the fact that they get away with so much death, and they do it, you know, without any recourse at all. They treat life as if it's nothing more than a fucking dirty rag, a dirty towel. And us men are supposed to believe that that's a fucking individual with a sound mind. Sorry, not this one. And I'm not going to let that fucking type of shit come into my fucking family. Not my son. My daughters ain't going to be like that. Fuck that shit. Most of you fucking women are evil and deserving everything that you get. And most of you fucking dudes are fucking dumb and retarded and deserve everything you get.
For nothing, like for real. Like, bro, listen.
I have
All I was out here doing was just fucking.
What do you think? What do you think to say that any woman that a man chooses to actually give the rest of his life to, what has to be an amazing woman?
Well, when she,
I was just out here slinging dick, bro. Like,
yeah,
just different.
yeah, she would have
You know,
to.
for a woman to get a man to house one day, go down and actually
So
enjoy life.
basically, what you're saying is she only wanted you because you were slinging dick.
No, that's not what he
Hey,
said.
man, don't hate on the man that can sling.
No.
I'm not hating. I'm just asking.
No, what I was saying
okay, Kentucky Derby.
like, is
Dude, you don't
that
look
is what I was
free,
out here doing. Like, I wasn't looking for anything. And one day,
she said, "Oh, let me
that is
give
a
you
bad way to freeze up, man. It looks like you're trying to eat a hot dog.
Let me tell you what the white woman said. Oh, let me give me this big old black nigga right here.
No, bro.
That's not fair.
Old white women don't say
Yeah,
that.
you're good now, Kev. You're good now. You're good now.
Let me get this.
Hey, Kev, just let her get it out, man. And then you can talk.
Oh my God.
No,
You know what? I'm a love Cam up here, and I ain't gonna hold you. Wait,
Well, I'm gonna
maybe she
come
would
to
be that her ass
Kev's
up right now.
I'm gonna come to Kev's defense here. You know, he is a grown.
You know, I've never heard so much passive aggressive fucking man hating and racism though in my life. This is like weird.
Yo,
And you know what's wilder? Every time I get on one of these panels, they're always talking about white people, but on these panels, while they're talking about white people, they say they never talk about white people. How can you not ever be talking about white people while you're talking about white people? Dude,
grown ass man, and you know he gets to choose how he's happy, and I mean that. So
I get it.
jokes aside.
Oh my God, Stanley, how can I believe that?
Well, don't get all happy. I'm just saying that you sound like you know what you're doing. And
You
that's
can
what-
San Jose says that she's using you. It kind of does seem like that.
It's his business.
Stanley,
Though.
can I say something real quick? Stanley, about what
Stanley
you
doesn't
said?
like on their own panels.
I want to say something about what Stanley just said, and I never really come against Stanley or his ideologies, but I think you're just saying that because he's with a white woman.
Well, let me tell you. Let me correct you.
Well, Stanley was married.
You're on the right. You're on the right
Good.
track.
We're good.
Okay.
I'm saying that sometimes you find love or whatever when you leave
In all the wrong places.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I know you
because I
had to
wasn't
do that.
expecting
I know
any of this.
I know you had to do that, English snowman. It's kind of reflex. A white
I really couldn't help myself. I'm just saying.
Oh, come on, Snowman.
calling.
Thank you, Lindy. Though.
Hey, you know what?
However,
I learned it from you,
let me
Stanley.
be
I learned it from you.
let me be serious
I love
here for
y'all.
a minute.
Okay.
You
Go
be
ahead.
serious?
I'm here for a
Seriously?
minute.
No, I want to hear him
So,
answer my question. Go ahead.
I understand the bolt out of the
Hey,
blue phenomenon.
American
So
man.
hey, if he's happy and he's
Walk me. Is he still up here, American man? Walk me through this, right?
Yeah.
Walk me through this, right? Stanley says he's doing as a man what makes him happy, and it seems like he knows what he's doing.
Uh-huh.
She responds, the only reason why you would say that this man can make his own decisions and that he knows
Because
what
he's
he's
with a white
doing
woman.
is because he's with,
A white woman.
which means
That's what was said, sir.
which means that you think that he doesn't know what he's doing because he's with a white woman.
Correct, sir.
Yeah.
100% correct. You are
Okay.
on par.
Let's walk this down. Let's walk this down.
Dude, I've watched this a few times and I'm having a hard time with it.
So if he was with a black woman, could he be with a black woman and not know what he's doing?
Yes? Question?
No.
So I don't know, man, because
to them.
probably not
no.
because the black woman would guide him properly.
Yeah, black
Because the
woman.
black woman is God.
Yeah, black woman God. It's like you gotta follow the Bible.
That's insane. Even though we have we have a black woman on there that's with a white man.
Yes.
And a black
No,
man.
look, there's a black woman on there who's married to a white man, I believe.
Uh-huh.
Stanley had a whole life with a white woman until she died. I'm pretty sure that says she's been married for 20 years, but it's to a black man, but still, she's a woman that's been married for 20 years and has kids. All right. So why are any of these three right here even talking? And HB, he just hates white people. I accept it. I ain't mad at him for it. He's allowed to. At least he keeps it real.
Yeah.
You know?
Cause it just sounds insane. Like, okay, I would question. I ain't gonna lie to you. I would question if he knew what he was doing because of her age. And really, I would really just want to ask, like, do you want to have kids? That's really the only question that I would ask, right? Because if she's in her 40s, pushing whatever, and I hear you say, "Yeah, I'm trying to have kids. I want to leave a legacy or some shit." Then.
Well, he said he's already got 2 boys, and
oh, okay, well, perfect.
Right, and her kids are grown. Mm-hmm. And see, that's the other thing that I believe T takes issue with is, her. Why would someone in their 40s want to raise kids? Mine are already grown. And
wait, so the guy that they're questioning already has kids.
Yeah, Kev.
And they're all their kids are in college.
Yeah, Kev's the baby daddy.
Yeah, he's the baby daddy, and all her kids are all grown and out and gone away. They don't even live at home.
So he's basically just kind of looking for a chick to coast it through the rest of life with.
Yeah, what it seems like to me is
looking to build anything.
What it seems like to me, Free Zone, or is this? Seems like this guy who wasn't really looking for anybody. He was separated from his wife, who he had his kids with, I believe, was a black woman. All right, and in that time that they've been separated, somebody, he wasn't looking for nothing, but somebody came across and got his interest. She happened to be a woman that was older, that her kids were grown. She wasn't, I don't know if she was divorced or what, because I didn't go that deep into it, but she already had a little bit of money. I believe she had a property. I don't know whether they're still living at her house or if whatnot, but he just came in and filled in a spot that was missing, and she filled in a spot for him that was missing. And they've been doing it for 3 years.
Not to mention, he also said that apparently I don't know if y'all caught that earlier, but he said that he's been working his butt off trying to provide for her, and that she doesn't have to work anymore.
Right.
So obviously, he's taken up the role as the sole provider or the main provider anyway.
Well, yeah, all he has to do is take care of him, and his kids.
Yeah.
She ain't asked. It ain't like he's being asked to take care of her kids. They're grown.
I know, but they're acting like he has some sort of extra responsibility just because she's,
Right.
a mama, and she's older.
They're almost acting like somehow she's getting one over on him, and I don't think for sure. I don't think she is. To me, it seems like because I don't know. If I had to speculate, it almost seems like she already had something. Maybe he moved in, with his kid. Because look, I made that mistake once too, of moving into another woman's house. Sometimes it works. Most times it don't. But
look, bro, this is an extremely hot take, but once you've already had your kids and you're not trying to make any more,
it doesn't matter.
This shit really fucking matters.
You're right. It doesn't matter.
It really doesn't, because like I've heard people ask the question like, okay, well, if y'all didn't have kids, would you ever consider getting married? And it's like, why would I consider getting married if I did not want to have any kids in my life whatsoever? Why would I want to get married?
Well, it's because people that don't have kids, there's a business aspect to it.
Yeah, you also
you know what I'm saying? Like if somebody was to suddenly die, where are you going to leave your assets? That way people ain't fighting over the shit.
And plus you save a lot on taxes.
Right. Okay, I'm rolling with that, right? I'm rolling with that, but I've never heard that other than, that's not what's normally said, right? It turns into this love thing. And I agree with you, but I don't ever hear anybody say that, bro. I really don't. A lot of the times when people say that, they be like these old, broke, probably living on a budget, and they're alone and they're looking for. That's how it's always framed.
Right, I got you. I'm just trying, just spitballing things out there, because look, the bottom line is we're all individuals. None of us know what another person's got going on in their head, let alone what the other person they're with has got going on in their head and why they did what they did. All we can do is speculate anyhow. And even if we ask, we got to, the truth of the matter is why are you being so intrusive in someone else's private life? Why does it matter to you so much?
Correct. And that was my overall point, right? Like I didn't really need to know all that other information. The fact of the matter is that if we're not talking about kids and kids are already gone, the inner dynamics don't really matter.
Well, there are young kids involved, but they're his kids, his sons.
Like she's taking care of his kids?
Yeah, she's taking on the role and responsibility of helping take care of his kids and shit.
Right, but they're not trying to make any more kids.
No.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Like they're not trying to.
Right.
Yeah. So they're trivializing a bunch of shit that doesn't matter. And I get it, there's jokes.
This literally it's cougar fucking cub syndrome right there. It's older woman who's in her fucking prime, that her kids are out of the house. She's got empty the fucking nest syndrome. She ain't got no fucking man. She wants to get dick down. And who wants to dick down all the time? Young dudes.
So you just on that, man. I don't really care about it. Like even with the Shannon Sharp stuff, like I don't really care much about the age. I'm gonna tell you what. The tricking aspect of it bothers me. I don't really care about that.
Buying the pussy.
The $25K a cheek, like that bothers me.
Yeah. Dude, I've never paid for pussy a day in my life ever. Yeah, and you know what I mean by not paying for pussy, because you always pay for pussy some way. But
correct.
I'm not going out and picking up no fucking lot lizard or bringing home some fucking paying a stripper to come home from the fucking club.
Yeah, okay. So the tricking folks bother me for a couple of reasons. Number one, I remember a time where people tricked in peace because they didn't want people to know that they were tricking, because it was a very low level. Exactly. So I'm keeping that same energy. And then number two, this whole the trick logic, I have a huge issue with. Like when you say, we say what do they say? Marriage is the highest form of tricking. I fully disagree with that. The statement can be true for some people depending upon their marriage, because I understand, like when they use the typical example, I understand
happy
that.
life type shit.
That type shit.
Right.
I get it. Yeah, you getting tricked out your bag.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
a lot of marriages be cooling, bro, and they don't ever talk about that shit.
Dude, I found that the happiest marriages and the happiest couples are people that don't talk about their relationship with anybody.
Oh.
Because if you're happy, why what need do you have to rub in everyone else's face who's miserable in theirs? You know what I'm saying? You hear people bitch about their relationships all the time. That's all people that talk about their relationships generally do is bitch about them. So if you don't have nothing to bitch about, why would you even entertain? Because you can't have a conversation with somebody where they understand and relate to you on your level anyhow.
Yep. Very good point. Very good point.
And quite frankly, going and talking about your problems that you have at home with somebody at work or somebody at the bar or one of your fucking friends isn't going to get it solved anyhow. Why are you talking to them? Why aren't you talking to the person that you have the fucking issue with? Why are you getting advice from someone who doesn't give a fuck what the end result is of what the advice they give you is? That the best advice you're going to get from them is them to put you in the same level they are.
Yeah. It's insane, man. It's just, I just think that problem solving aspect is kind of missing. Even the whole, I guess
you can't problem solve if you've never been bullied, man, and you've had to resolve
you have to solve that problem.
I'm just saying, dude.
No. That was a callback. But yeah, bro. Yeah, it's I don't know, man. It's just like this whole like guys want to vent. Like I have got like as guys, right? We do vent, but at some point,
dude, damn well most of the time if a man comes up to another man and starts complaining about his old lady, he's going to get clowned the fuck out.
Come on, man.
You know just as well as I do.
At the very least, if it's an issue that has a problem that people can solve, we'll roast you, give you a solution. It better not become a problem again. We're not going to let you
tomorrow on lunch.
Correct. So it's just like it's weird when I come on the internet. Some of these guys have been complaining about the same thing for
the whole time I've been here, dude. The whole time.
And I'm just not
same shit. It's wild.
I'm telling you, and I'm not saying I don't have problems, but I'm saying I'm fully capable of solving them. And if I came on this stream with a problem that I presented, I guarantee you that problem would get handled by the end of this weekend, and I wouldn't have to come back up here to rehash this problem.
Right.
So.
And look, dude, Lou, that's why I took such a long break, because I was tired. And that's why people didn't see me around much, because I was tired. Dude, everybody's talking about the same shit over and over and over again. And no solutions. How can you sit and bitch about the same thing day in and day out and not expect to have a shitty fucking outlook on life? I mean, you're literally fucking living Groundhog Day every fucking day.
Not only that, these conversations are making things worse.
Well, that's because they're not even honest conversations. They're selfish conversations. They're one-sided conversations. They're fucking, they ain't real conversations.
Yeah, they're just
talking points. And anytime you have a talking point, you're not having a real conversation.
What up, Mayo?
Facts.
Hey, what's up?
What up, Mayo?
What's up, Mayo?
It's all just the same old bullshit. You got guys out here on the internet Friday and Saturday night till 2, 3 a.m. talking about how they getting pussy. Well, if they're just getting pussy,
why are you on the internet?
For real. Just like telling other people how to get in the bag.
Hey, man, I've been telling people anybody that's dumb enough to take relationship or marriage advice from somebody who isn't in a successful relationship or marriage deserves everything they get. Seriously. Because if you're really that dumb to think that someone that failed can teach you how to succeed.
Have you ever heard me?
Yeah. That's
tell people how to raise their kids,
like,
Angry Man?
Do what?
Have you ever heard me tell people how to raise their kids?
No.
Because I ain't got no fucking kids.
No, you tell people how not to be fucking jackasses and obey the law like some fucking bootlicker sometimes, but we still love you.
Bootlicker, oh my god.
Yeah.
I still love Mayo, man. I do. I got mad respect for him.
Oh yeah, we do this all the time. This is nothing new.
They know it too because I do it with them too. See, that's the thing is there's not enough men out here showing how. Well, look, that's the biggest problem is there's not enough men out here showing how to have discussions, have disagreements, and not turn into a bunch of fucking nonsense.
Yeah, pull up fucking.
I mean, think of how many panels that have you ever been on where there's more than 4 or 5 people on a panel, 6 or 7, or even a whole panel at that, where they're actually having a conversation and you can understand what's going on.
Yeah, well, people are posturing up here, man. Like everybody's trying to do their best to make it look like they ain't shit. And I'll come in with a higher moral authority and then say I ain't shit. Now what? Like I ain't shit, and I'm telling you, y'all are morally wrong. I don't give a fuck. Fuck it.
Ain't you married to a white woman?
No.
Ain't you married to a Mexican?
Technically, it's all of the above. Actually,
yeah, I'm just doing.
Italian.
Look, that's what they. You know,
it's a mix. It's a nasty mix, bro.
I'm just role playing, man. What would happen? You know, I'm being a ninja.
They'll do all that. They'll do all that. Yeah.
You know, anything to make to you know make it to where they can invalidate the seriousness or the genuineness of what you're saying and doing. Because you're a race trader, you basically got to be on watch all times.
Yeah, but that shit. Okay, that pisses me off because they do it in such a passive aggressive way.
Right.
It's like stop asking all these questions and just get to the root of what you're trying to say, what you really want to say. Just say it.
And dude, for real, I wish they would. Well, look, aren't they the same motherfuckers that want to try and convince you that they would rather you just be an overt racist rather than a covert racist? Just put your racism right out there on the front line.
Yeah. See, that's on. Yeah, and it's just like instead of just kind of taking that risk and saying you're a little bitch, we have to ask 20 questions that dance around the fact that you're a little bitch. Because if you just come out and say you're a little bitch, then people start getting into their little feelings and how you gonna call me a little bitch? You don't even know me. You don't know my story. You don't know and it's like
the same reason why they don't want an overt racist. They want their racist to be covert because they can't handle when someone comes out and just is straight up fucking racist with them. They lose their fucking noodle.
They got nothing to bitch about. They got nothing to bitch about when somebody's up front about it.
You know? Yeah, I am all those things. What do you want to what do you want to do about it? We can still have a discussion. I mean, I don't have to be racist, but if you want me to be, I will. I can be your Huckleberry.
Yeah. Okay, cauliflower colonizer.
Bro. And look, I wish you would have been here and caught that white chick at the beginning of the stream that went.
I did. I was watching.
So, was you hear what I said? The irony of it all was I even said that this fucking chick on another panel lost her noodle about me having the tag name or the fucking call sign cauliflower colonizer, and not a single fucking black person on a panel full of black people batted an eyelash about it.
Same thing with my name.
The irony in that.
The first time I ever went up on CT's chat, I was called a Mayo monkey, and that became my moniker.
They just told me to lean into it. You know, they said that.
Yep.
They said that. Look, they started saying in all these spaces that I was racist and wanted to kill black babies and hang them and feed them to alligators and all that shit. And they said, you know what, just lean into it.
Not gator.
Just lean into it. So I fucking leaned into it. Look, it isn't that I'm racist, but if you want me to be, I can. Just tell me what you want and I will give you what you want. I'm such a nice guy. I care so much about how your day is and your feelings and what you're trying to get out of life, that if you've been searching for racism and that's what you want me to give you, I can give it to you. I have no problem with that. I will oblige you.
You seen this Shiloh Hendricks shit, Snowman?
Which one is the Shiloh Hendricks shit?
That white lady who said the N-word.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
The little black boy, the N-word.
Yeah, they were talking about that on T-Stream too, I believe.
She just surpassed the amount of money on Give Send Go that Carmelo Anthony has collected.
Yeah.
Look, I'll be honest with you.
In 3 days.
I think it's a fucking grift. I'm telling you, it's a fucking grift. They're all in on it.
Okay.
All these fucking race hustlers, dude, they're race hustling race baiters, putting videos out there and then seeing what kind of emotional reaction they can get in it and then seeing if they can monetize it. Because that's all they've been doing for the last 20 years is monetizing racism. It's on everything. It's in the branding. It's on your fucking clothes that you wear. It's in the fucking sports that you watch. It's in the fucking food you eat.
I was thinking about that the other day because I was asking myself, why have we not seen this Carmelo video yet? And then that's the kind of the conclusion I came to, was like, people actually make more money with the mystery, because once you show the video, there's no mystery. It's like we all see what happened. Now we'll all be arguing about something different.
What you see.
Yeah, but that's not going to generate I don't think that's going to generate the funds like that. It's more this situation happened. We need to let everybody know. Hey, is there a video? We can't really show you the video, but you always show us the video.
But have no obligation. I don't think they have an obligation to have to show the video.
They don't.
No, because it's evidence now for a trial that's going to be ongoing, and releasing it would be prejudice, could taint the trial.
And look, if you think about even these so-called eyewitnesses that have been randomly coming out, not a single one of them have ever been corroborative as an actual eyewitness.
Have you ever seen one of them say, like, through their own mouth on video? No, it's always some fucking random picture.
Look, dude,
on some app.
I thought
somebody who supposedly was there didn't know it was school property.
Well, look, even with the whole thing, I know everybody's emotional about it, but I think both kids were just being both kids, and one took it too far. I don't think
that's
he intended.
Exactly what happened.
I don't think he intended to kill him, but he killed him, and so he's got to fucking deal with that, just like any other man would.
Yep, and stabbing somebody.
This fucking shit. What gets me is this clearly fucking showed people just how racist these pro fucking whacks and these fucking liberal white fucking dickheads really are.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because look, how do you sit and say a kid deserved to die?
I really think he intended to kill.
Because it's not about the kids, man. It's not about them. Like it's about sending a message.
Just
Dude,
like that.
That shows you just how bad the sickness really is, Lou.
Just like those GoFundMes, man.
I will. Okay, so this is right.
Think about this, Lou. Think about this for a second. Think of the precedent it would have set if Carmelo Anthony's dad would have actually acted like a man and talked to that Austin kid's fucking dad at that press conference. Think about the optics that would have made.
Yep, it would have disarmed everybody on both sides. The extremes
for real
on both sides.
That would have been like a fucking harpoon right in the fucking side of fucking racism.
Yeah, I was on a panel, and I immediately had the whole panel turn against me because I said if I was Austin's dad and that happened to my son, I would have pulled up too. I'd have pulled up too. And they were like, well, what about this? What about the respecting of the space? That's the same thing that the kid did. And why would you do? I don't give a fuck, bro. You took out my son. Now we can talk about it, or we can not talk about it. We could get to whatever. But him showing up was a strategic. Him showing up legally, even legally speaking, or whatever, was a strategic move for him. Now I don't know if it. I would have did the same thing, bro.
What he was doing
And
is
it reflects more on the family than it does on him.
I think what he was doing is he was seeing if they were actually trying to not center this around race and make it something that it was. Because what this was like I said, it was two kids being fucking high school kids that took shit too far. It happens every fucking day.
But so I say that to say, right, and here's one of the things that they said, because I made that same point, that what if the dads got together and actually reconciled in front of everybody? They said this panel of all furious blacks told me that I was trying to start a race war by showing up. I was trying to start a race war by showing up because my presence, this is exactly what they said. You know how black people are, so you coming there is a problem. And I'm like,
so you literally just fucking literally admitting
racist fucking
admitting to the thing they deny all the time. Then,
yep.
What the fuck?
Yep.
I mean, that's some passive aggressive fucking bullshit right there.
So in a way they're saying that if the dad actually did pull up, they know for a fact that the black people that were there would start going at him.
No, what they're saying is if it was ninjas and one ninja shot another ninja, if the ops showed up at anything involving them, a balloon send off, a funeral, it's time to go. We're spinning a block. That's what they said.
No, I had a guy point blank tell me that if you would have showed up like that, me and my family would have rolled on you.
Because you're the ops, man. And how can you sit
and they wonder where the behavior comes from?
And my question is, how can you sit and say that you're the most fucking caring and forgiving and understanding and benevolent people in the world, and your whole fucking entire existence it revolves around fucking spinning a block on the ops?
Yeah, it turned into a lot of contradictions, man. It really did.
That sounds terrible, Free Zone. Did they try to spin a block on you on the panel?
Sports. It's nothing I couldn't. It's nothing I can't handle. Snowman. No, I'm used to this, but it was a lot of people. There was no duck. There was no duck in the corner. Let's say the entire panel was full, and I was the only person holding this position.
Dang,
Gary, so, I took I learned a lot of my discussion and style and tactics from Free Zone and SKC. To be honest with you, that because I can get on Free Zone. All these guys have seen me on panels by myself getting attacked by 9 blacks and the only white up there, and handle myself. And it's because I paid attention. Because look, dude, every single conversation you have, there's always some logical fallacy that they fall into. Always. And they generally back themselves right into it. Because they try to be slaves and indigenous all at the same time. Shit like that.
Yeah, and the fact of the matter is, if you from I don't really.
Look,
listen,
you know what, Free Zone? I've noticed that a lot of the stuff that they project and say white people do is shit that they hide from white people that they
if you're not if you're not in a dominant position, or you feel you're not in a dominant position, you have to do slimy, underhanded things to make yourself feel that you are ahead. Because people who actually are ahead, a lot of them don't really have to do that. Like, they could be very direct because they're the ones with the power.
Well, even with that whole power argument, Lou, you was on the panel when I actually did the numbers and pointed out if Black America is only 13% of the population in the United States and and represented in Congress and in any kind of city level. Well, we just use Congress, the federal government, at like 23%. they were represented. They're actually overrepresented by population. You can't ask to be represented in any leadership position any more than what the density represents.
Okay,
that doesn't even make that wouldn't even make sense. You couldn't make the math work.
Right, but representation is the cry from a weak position, anyways. Because I mean, let me ask you this: who's the most powerful group in the nation?
I do believe that they are the hats, and then after that, it's the Chinese or the Asians.
Okay, what's their degree of representation? Do you hear them screaming equal representation or any of that shit?
No,
not at all.
Why not? Especially when
no, because they just take the fucking power they want.
There you
right,
go.
and look, I pointed out before. If you look at the Crown Bill that they passed, and then they're constantly talking about wanting some black crime bill and this, that, and the third. What's the only other fucking group of people that want you arrested and want specific laws just for themselves?
the
LGBTs,
the hats, the LGBTs, the
hat.
Yeah. The blacks.
If you look at how black women are moving in like any kind of power role as far as governing, they are trying to make like they're trying to make it to where it's a hate crime to question a black woman. Negative to have any kind of fucking accountability. The hats do that. That's the type of shit the hats do, man.
I mean, who you think taught them?
Dadgummit.
They're just doing what they told, man. They got to follow the programming. Who programmed them?
Hey, dude, and the white women are starting to fall in line rather fast because there's no dad.
Oh, somebody programmed them. At least we know what's going on. Anyway, back to Kev.
Who programmed them?
Yeah, the programmer. We know who programmed them.
Yeah, let's go back to his problem.
Yeah, he's getting dogged on. Yo, what the heck?
Motherfucker.
What happened?
I just think this Shiloh Hendrick shit's a real bad sign of what's coming.
Hey, I don't care what anybody says. I told everybody that I did not think that this Trump presidency was going to have the results that everybody thought.
Hey, Mayo, I gotta ask you about the Shiloh thing. Did you hear about what's going on in Minnesota right now?
Oh, like trying to charge her and all that?
No, not that. I'm talking about before this, because I think this has another element to it other than just, the whole black-white thing.
Oh, the Somali refugee thing?
Yeah, that and the whole God, I forgot the name of the organization, but apparently a bunch of Somalis squatted up and they had they had some sort of charity to help feed like their kids or something. And apparently they stole like, I don't know, like $2.5 million and something like that. So I think
a lot of people are
thinking
yeah, they're all through that PPP loan scam shit.
Yeah, and
all that
and the
COVID fund shit.
Yeah, that and the food stamp fraud. So I think a lot of people are thinking that this is more of a migrant issue than a black issue, but they're projecting it as a black issue. Because I also found some news articles saying that the kid was actually a black American, but then I had to do some extra research, and I found out that he's actually Somalian from a different family, like a completely different family. So this whole thing is
a migrant issue.
Yeah, this whole thing is fake.
It is.
Been fake. It's all man-made.
Everything's man-made.
It is. No, I don't think it's man-made. I think enough things can happen in the ether
to allow for the perfect storm.
Yeah.
I got you.
Because guess what? If you look at that kid, the size of that kid, there's no way that kid was 5 years old.
Yeah, he's at least 10. We found his original age. I think it's like I think he's 11.
Yeah. And autistic?
I don't look to me.
Kids avoid contact with strangers.
I believe that because Somali's got to have.
No, to me, I don't understand why anybody's even making that a big deal.
Yeah, I don't think it matters.
But the thing is, most autistic kids don't interact with other people they don't know.
Some people think the parents, like the unseen parents, were the ones who.
Are you talking?
It would be
Now
very rare
are you talking about
like a serious?
I don't even know what the fuck you guys are talking about.
We're talking
Well,
about
no, he actually was trying to steal shit out of the diaper bag.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. That the parents sent him out as a little
The
thief
Shiloh
to get some money.
Hendricks thing,
Yeah.
man. Dude, I'm telling you, this is the thing that's coming up.
I don't understand why this is such a big deal.
It's a
Because
big deal
a little
because
fucking white woman called a supposedly 5-year-old Negro boy the N-word.
Yeah, people are blowing.
So
this up
what?
They're blowing
so
up out of
fucking
proportions.
what? Let's act like there ain't been fucking black mothers that call fucking white kids some fucking racial slur. That was little.
Dude,
it happens every day. Fucking people need to get over it.
Yes, but Angry Snowman, how many fucking white people you seen sit there on camera and fucking stand on it?
Hey, I was proud of her. Be quite honest with you.
How many people you seen do that?
Not many. Most of them fucking kowtow and feet.
That's why it's a big deal. And how many people have you seen donate money to that kind of behavior?
You know what? It's actually kind of even more revealing of how racist.
Yeah, dude. Dude, what it shows, that woman making more money in 3 days than Carmelo Anthony did in fucking weeks. It shows that people are fucking tired.
It does. It shows it does show that a lot of people are tired. We're getting tired of it. The people that have been sitting silent. Well, look, the people that have been sitting silent that they claim are out there, violent and causing all kinds of issues and being a problem, are actually getting tired of it.
And they're about to become a problem.
Right. And look, the last thing America wants is for the last thing America wants is for the silent majority to actually start rioting, because that happens and you're going to see shit on a whole different scale.
Exactly. And that's what worries me about this. Is
You
we're
want to know
seeing
the
it.
problem? Well, here's the problem that I'm having with it, right? Is that number one, this is the migrant issue, and that Black Americans feel the need to stick their nose in it in some flat blackness with these immigrants that are more anti-black than most white Americans, and that black people just feel the need because they think they know what happened, that they want to go on ahead and stick their nose in this without actually getting the information.
True.
Like, why do I care? Why do I care about illegal immigrants? That has nothing to do with
the only thing I care is the fact that they're in my country and they're not being deported.
Yeah, that's it. Other than that, I have no allegiance. I don't believe in flat blackness. And these Somalis, if I was to go there right now and say we're all black, they would say, "Get out of here, you nigger." That's what they would say.
Absolutely. And you know what? What's funny, American man, is when it comes to that, nobody gives a fuck about any other race saying that word. You know that, right? Except for people who look like me and Mayo.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, somebody the same day I saw that video, I saw another video of an Asian woman going in on the hard.
Yeah, dude, she was. It looked like she was actually she looked like she was real Indian from over in India. She looked like a red dot. Because I know what you're talking about. She's sitting in there just saying it over and over and over and over and over again.
We got to pull that up. Yep. That sounds funny as hell.
Yeah, she started saying the Korean song, the K-pop, the nay nicka nay nay nicka nicka nay nay. I think that's how it goes. Yeah. She started saying that, and then I think somebody said something about it, and she just said, "Man, fuck it."
And then she just spammed the.
Let's lean in. Let's go. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. I just don't. I guess my only problem with it is, and I think to what Mayo said, it just sets a dangerous precedent.
Yeah, people
like, because
really
you're saying that
people really are talking about Ward right now.
Like you. Yeah, because in one breath you're saying in one breath you're saying that a white woman can say nigger and stand to make over $500,000, right? Yeah. So that's one precedence you're setting. On the other side, same, you talk about GoFundMe's. On the other side, you're setting a precedence that you could stab and kill a white boy and
make $500,000
get off on self-defense. and make half $1,000,000.
And get a car. And get a car. Don't forget about that. That nigga got a new car.
And and you're on TV as the female head of a family, bitching that your daughter can't sleep at night because of something her brother did, and trying to blame it on somebody else. The reason her daughter probably can't sleep at night is she's sleeping in a house with a fucking killer. And that's her brother. Did you hear the threats that they got?
Yeah, I heard that.
Did you hear what they actually were? Kids with fucking super soakers riding around the neighborhood.
Say what? Wait, I just missed everything of what you just said. What about kids with super soakers? What?
Carmelo Anthony's family has been saying that they've been receiving threats, right, this whole time. That's why they had to move and all that. Well, somebody in the media finally asked the police, and the police said, we've had no reports of threats. So the next fucking day, their family calls 911 because there's white and black kids riding around the neighborhood with guns. They said with guns. So the cops show up, and those guns were super soakers. They admitted they knew that, and that they were never aimed at the family or targeted the family at all.
That's wild.
That's wild.
I'm not surprised, dude. There's so much fucking fake.
And then the only other videos they brought up were supposedly people who were sending food orders to their house,
like DoorDash,
fraudulently.
Okay.
Well, exactly. Who the fuck? What? Tell me what pizza company shows up without you prepaying now? None that I know of.
Yeah, there.
Not one. And be quite honest with you, I wouldn't. Look, I used to DoorDash every now and again. I won't do this shit. Not at all. Ain't doing it, man. I've watched too many videos of motherfuckers getting jacked doing that shit.
Yeah.
Dude, I wouldn't even drive cab now if I didn't have at least 2 fucking guns on me.
So this has all been a fucking creation for a grift. This whole thing's been a fucking money grift.
Dude, that's what I was saying earlier. It's all, they are monetizing fucking racism and hate. They're making money off of it. That look, and now average people have seen that corporations have made money off of it. So now average everyday people want their bag too. They want their grift.
And niggas are gonna give it to them too. That's the sad thing.
But this Shiloh Hendrix thing, I'm telling you, it's a new era in history on how this shit usually goes.
Yeah.
It's the end of being tired of being called a fucking racist.
Yeah. Eventually
well, I've been tired of that.
Nah, eventually we might start getting hate crimes. I guess that's what you can call them. As if the stuff beforehand hasn't been called hate crimes, but I guess white hate crimes.
Yeah, but I mean, look at most of these hate crimes we get now are all proven to be fucking scams. That woman in Pennsylvania who put the noose on her own desk.
Yeah.
Most of those big stories you hear about, the painting the cars, the attacks on churches, they all wound up being fucking hoaxes. That little girl in North Carolina that had her locks cut. They got video of her cutting her own fucking hair in the goddamn.
Are you talking about the one where the dad supposedly took him out?
Yeah. Actually, no.
Got her hair done and mom's cutting locks off?
No, there was another one where she cut her own hair with some scissors.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Out. And they caught it on fucking video. But guess what? For 3 weeks, the world believed that 2 white kids cut this black girl's hair.
And they stood on it, too. They stood on that shit. And even when they found out, I bet they still tried to stand on it. You know, kind of like people saying that, even to this day, Kyle Rittenhouse shot 3 black kids in the back while they were running away from him.
I thought it was 3 old ass
With
white men,
AK-47.
and one of them was
You're
a
fucking
If I was
stupid.
Kyle,
You don't know how to read, and you don't pay attention to nothing, and all you do is fucking regurgitate what someone else told you. You're an idiot.
but if I was
Do yourself a favor and finish off the abortion your mom failed to do.
Dude, if I was Kyle, I'd sue the shit out of Carmelo's family's representative.
Oh, absolutely. I would too, man. I would make sure that every bit of that fucking $500,000 they got ended up in my pocket if I was him.
I think he is suing them. Actually, I think he did start a lawsuit against them.
They should. They should before they figure out some way to protect that money in some kind of trust. They should sue the fuck out of them.
Isn't it fun? Don't you, Mayo, don't you find it funny that all the stuff that fucking we used to hear our government sit and say needed to be done, they think is racist now because Trump's getting it done?
Oh yeah.
Or at least attempting to. And look, I'm not going to even sit here and go full blown fucking MAGA retard like all these fucking Cult 45 members. But he has gotten some things done that, it seemed like the Democrats or the rest of Congress could never seem to figure out. Like didn't he actually get that crime reform bill passed? His first, he did too his first term, didn't he?
Did he? I haven't seen anything about crime reform and
what crime reform bill? Oh, he got
prison reform. That's what it was.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And hadn't Congress been trying to make excuses on why they couldn't get nothing figured out for like 30 years on that?
I mean, he also did get the whole ICE thing up and running.
Yeah, that's
because nobody wants to forgive fucking prisoners. Shocking, isn't it? That people want people to pay for their crimes.
Yeah, but
well, hold on though. Here's the thing. Trump didn't actually just be like, let's let out murderers and robbers. Right. It was basically people that had like 50 years for selling 3 pounds of weed.
Or people that caught 20 years because they were busted with an 1/8 in their pocket.
Yeah, that's who he let out. So let's not like just
people that were literally victimized by the 3 strikes law. Because that did happen. We can clearly admit that.
Guess what, dude? That was also very rare. Because that 8th, guess what? Was just the last of a long line of drug crimes.
Well, I mean, so if you can prove that, yeah. If you're just guessing that, then I mean that's just you.
Show me the guy
to lay crimes on someone.
But show me the guy that went to prison for life for an ounce of weed. Because I always hear about this famous guy, but nobody ever gives a name.
I know people that went to prison for like having, personally, that went for like, 10, 15 years for having like maybe, an 8 ball of coke or, just